Good morning. Hello and welcome to tea time. Good morning, guys. Oh, happy Saturday. Oh my gosh. Has it been a week for you? It has been a week for me. Okay. I am so happy that it's Saturday and I won't say well rested. I feel rested enough. Um, had an early girls' night last night, which was nice. Uh, but I come home and watch movie with Honey Boo. It was a really good movie, but it's just the cycle of your regular day. Like I'm definitely feeling like, man, I could have used the afternoon today and just kind of nap. You know. Hey, how are you guys doing? Good morning. Welcome to tea time. I am looking forward to today's conversation because it's still that time of year. It is January 11th. And you know that right about now, this is when most persons are still in that space of, okay, I'm gonna create an amazing year. Some people are just waking up from New Year's Eve party, and after all the Christmas and everything, they're just starting to get going. Morning on YouTube, my YouTube fam. How are you guys doing? Excellent. So guys, guess what we're doing now? I'm literally easing into this live. Okay, so I brought all my tea supplies. Are you guys making your tea when you join me in the morning? Because I feel like I'm out here showing y'all all the tea things. So if you're not making your tea, you should be making your coffee. Yesterday I was talking to somebody about tea time, and they were saying to me, "Oh, but I'm not a tea drinker." I'm like, "No, you can bring whatever is your warm cup of joy. You bring your warm cup of joy. It could be tea, it could be coffee, it could be hot chocolate. Jamaicans, we love all different kinds of hot beverages. Porridge, if you want to drink your porridge, bring your porridge, your cornmeal, or your hominy corn, or your oats, whatever. So, guys, this is actually a really special tea time for me because I decided that I was going to do a challenge. I decided I was going to do a challenge to get myself really going on my YouTube channel and make sure that I was gonna hit the ground running in 2025. So me decided I go into this 21-day challenge of videos going out to my YouTube. Today is actually day 6. So we are a third of the way there. If you have not yet checked out my YouTube challenge, I encourage you to go. The videos aren't as long as this, they're like anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm giving you the tea on all the things that I'm doing this year to build momentum for myself and to do it in a way that is stress free. We love easy life. We love just feel like we have our lives and ourselves together. We're not into the overwhelm, the stress, the burnout, the anxiety. And so I'm giving you techniques for that. And then also, because it's the beginning of the year, I'm giving you some of the techniques for manifestation. So I'm talking about all the things for manifestation. And today's conversation is going to be about manifestation. When you do the search, and see how many people are doing manifestation webinars and manifestation challenges and manifestation talks, and it's just everywhere when you look around, and I'm like, but goodness, I mean, this is like a hot topic. But of course it's January, so everybody is focused on what am I going to create. And especially if you had a year where you thought you were going to create a lot and it never quite pan out, now may be the time to go catch up on all that's available to you in manifestation. So I have all my supplies to make my tea because I wasn't done making my tea before I started. And then I realized that someone's a come and the tea get cold by the time I finish chat, because y'all can see that I like to talk. By the time I finish talk, the tea get cold. So I brought all my tea supplies. So today I am making a vanilla chai latte. All right. So I'm using Bigelow's. Is this Bigelow? Let me not mess this up, right? Okay. Let me get my glasses. I actually do drink a lot of tea, guys. Like on average, I have like 3 cups of tea a day. Yes, it's that serious. So this is Bigelow's spiced chai. I really do drink a lot of Bigelow tea. This is Bigelow's Spice Chai. Good morning, Paul. I see you over there. What kind of tea you having today? Drop me a note and tell me what kind of tea you having. So this is Bigelow Spice Chai. And it says, I actually love this. They actually have these little quotes on the back. Go ahead with your bad self, Bigelow. It says, take a moment just for you. And literally, that is why we do tea time. Tea time on a Saturday morning is for you to take a moment that is just for you, because we're constantly going and running and doing for everybody else. This is your time for you. And then we talk about all the things that, are happening in our minds that make us a little cray cray. Anyway, hashtag tea proudly. So I'm a tea proudly person. And today we're having the spiced chai, but I'm making a spiced chai latte. That's what I'm doing. So I steep my tea this way. I actually get the hot water, I put the tea bag in there, and then I cover it with saran wrap because I need to harvest, get all of the flavor out, right? And then now in a separate container, usually my measuring cup, because I'm so precise, guys, it's serious over here. Usually in my measuring cup, I have my oat milk and my carnation milk, okay, which is evaporated milk. So in here, I usually go up to maybe 100 milliliters or thereabouts. And I use this along with my spice chai, my Bigelow spice chai, to make my latte. So we go so now, and I warm mine up. I know some people like them milk cold, but I like mine warm. So after doing my warming up of my milk and the steeping of my tea, I then get all of the juice out, right? And I'm literally making my chai latte on tea time with you guys. So you can't say you don't know what kind of tea to drink. Today we're having spice chai. Now, guess what, guys? I showed you that I was using this M&N honey. And my honey finished. Like, I liked it so much that I went back and I got another bottle. The M&N guys are actually based here in Jamaica. It says Kingston, but I don't think them have the bees hive them in Kingston, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'll call and find out like where they have their hives and stuff. But I really like it. It's good honey. It doesn't do the thing where it like gets all sugary and stuff. It's really good honey. So I went back and I bought another bottle because my bottle of honey finished. And so so I'm using my honey here now. So I have my tea, my milk. What are you guys making? Okay, I have 4 people on here. Yeah. So I have my tea going. And then you know what I use? Literally, I've had this bottle. I think my grandmother must have given me this bottle. I swear. I think my grandmother must have given me this bottle. But this is what I keep. It feels so authentic Jamaican to me. I mean, I don't think anywhere I go in the world, it don't matter. I'm going to still use this bottle. I make sure I can get another one from my grandmother. It's just like there's always one of these in the grandmother kitchen in Jamaica where you have the nutmeg thing them and it powder up with all the nutmeg powder from before. Anyway, so I have my nutmeg and I'm gonna add my nutmeg, and that's my tea, guys. That's my tea this morning. I'm not adding any cinnamon because it is spice chai. It already having the things in there. It don't need no more spice. It's spicy already. So today we're talking about manifestation. And the reason we're talking about manifestation today is because when I was doing my 21-day challenge, I actually did a video on visualization. I did a video on visualization. And when I was doing this video, guys, it dawned on me that a lot of my community are probably doing vision boards. I used to do vision boards, Good morning. I used to do vision boards. And I typically did them with my family, though. I wasn't one of those persons that sold vision board sessions. I had people that I know, I have friends that have sold vision board sessions and all of that. And I said, we should have a conversation about why your vision board not working. Because you may have done a vision board at some point in time, and maybe it just up on the wall and it never worked. Nothing never happened. You cut out all the pictures and all the words, and it didn't work for you. So why is that exactly? Why is it that, people talk about vision boards being this big thing, and how so many people, I think Lisa Nichols like literally launched her whole career around the vision board phenom. Like I think she definitely had a whole bunch of things going on around vision boarding and stuff like that. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm somebody that has used vision boards and have had them not work, and have had some things work. And so I started to reflect and think, what was it that made my vision boards work? And what was it that made them not work? So you know that I'm an overachiever, right? When I went into my vision board space, because I actually have a specific location where I have this big cork board and I stick up vision boards there. And because I'm an overachiever self, I have like 3, 4 vision board. I mean, like 4 pieces of cartridge paper. So guys, guess what? I actually have an old one here. And it's not that old, meaning it's been up. I've made it a while now, but so I'm going to show y'all today. We're going to go into vision boarding like big time. I'm going to tell you why it don't work. And I'm going to tell you some of my little inside things about things I was hoping for. So you're going to be all up in my tea today, guys. I'm going to just bust out all of the business. You're going to hear all the business. Naturally, I'm an oversharer, so that's fine. It's okay. I cannot wait to tell you guys about this, because I think a lot of people build vision boards and they're literally just trusting the person that's telling them how to do it, and not really understanding the principles behind manifestation. And I can tell you something, you can cut out the prettiest pictures and you can cut out the nicest words and coloring and draw it up nice and organize it with borders, and nothing not gonna happen. Nothing not going to happen. So I thought about what are the 3 primary reasons, why vision boards don't work. And then, of course, I got to give y'all a solution. I got to give you the tea. I got to give you the tea on the solution that's going on. Okay. So I'm going to give you the tea on why they don't work. And I'm also going to tell you what you can do to fix it. If you plan on doing a vision board this year, or if you already done a vision board and you're worried whether or not it's actually going to work, you definitely want to stick around for this conversation. So another thing about my tea making, guys, is that after I build my tea, I put my tea bag back in the cup. Okay, like I get in every single thing out of my tea. So I have now put my tea bag back into the cup, and now we can have a taste of tea. So good. Okay. So why don't vision boards work? I just love doing this. This is just too much fun. Let's talk about why vision boards don't work. There are 3 primary reasons why vision boards don't work. All right. The first reason is because when you build your board, right, you oftentimes are very excited in the process. Like you go to the vision boarding session and you're really excited, which is great. You should have that kind of energy going into the session. But then no, when you're in the session, you have the excitement and you feel the feel good. But after the session, you may not necessarily have the feel good so much. It starts to become more like waiting. And every morning, they say you must get up every morning and you must look at your vision board. That's what they say. You don't necessarily have to do that. I'm just telling you. So I tell you that you can wake up in the morning and look at your vision board and start to feel the feeling that you're supposed to. Well, you may not even get the advice to feel the feeling, but they tell you to look at the vision board every morning when you get up, so that you can be really, invested and trusting and believing in the visions that you have put down on the board. The only challenge with this, you see, guys, is that if you are in a space where when you're looking at your vision board, it's making you feel like you don't have the thing and you start to feel that cringe of lack and scarcity, right away, you have started to slow down the manifestation of the thing that you have on your board. Why does that happen? That happens because people aren't telling you that the vision board process requires an energy behind it to actually manifest. You could have the prettiest pictures, as I said. If you don't have the proper energy behind it, you're not going to get what's in the pictures. That energy is what makes it clear to everything around you that this is something that you are excited about having. It makes it clear that you want to feel a different feeling, and the energy that you're emitting is the actual energy you want to feel. You don't want the lack and scarcity feeling. But when you go and you look on the board and you see that, oh, I have this crisp car. I have this car up on the board. It's nice and new. And oh my gosh, it is going to be such an amazing thing. And I can't wait to feel the feeling of it. When you do that, but somewhere, somehow, when you're there looking at it the next morning after you build it and get over the exam, maybe not next month, maybe the next week, you start to feel a little funny, like, I wonder how long this car going to take to come. Oh my gosh, I can't take another Uber. I don't want to go back on the bus. Yesterday, the man on the train was smelling real bad. I don't want to go back on the train. Why the car taking so long? When you start to have those thoughts, because you may not be saying the words, guys, but when you start to have those thoughts, what it's doing is it's actually slowing down the vision board manifestation process. That energy that is out there is the same energy if you have a board. Do not think that if you put down pictures on a board and your energy is nasty, that you're going to visualize what's there and it's going to come in front of you. It's not going to happen. It ain't happening. It never go on. All right. So what I'm saying is you have to be really intentional about observing how you feel when you look at your vision board. So let me make sure I make something clear. I was never suggesting that you don't build a vision board. You can't build a vision board. I haven't built a vision board in 3 years. So this one that I'm telling you about was built about 3 years ago, right? The one that I'm about to show you, or maybe 4, was built about 4 years ago. I haven't built a vision board since, because I'm using other kinds of manifestation techniques, visualization techniques, and it doesn't have anything to do with a vision board. As a matter of fact, today's day 6 of the challenge, the Mindful Momentum Challenge. Like, we're building momentum for the month of January. Today is day 6, and I actually teach another visualization technique called mental rehearsal. It's the one that the athletes use. So like you're saying, Bolt and them people there, this is one of the methods that they used to actually help them to win races. So you want to go and check out that video on my YouTube, because it is literally something that works. I used it. I think maybe because I just made the video, I used it yesterday with one of my clients to get what I wanted. Literally right before the meeting that I had, I went through 2 rounds of this particular visualization, and I got exactly what I visualized. No kidding. No kidding. So you guys want to check out that day 6 on my YouTube channel, day 6, just look for it. Stacey Hines TV. I teach you a visualization technique that you can use before you go on a date, before you go into a meeting, before you go into the bank. I use this visualization technique just yesterday, and it worked. 100% worked. Got exactly what I was asking for. So you want to try it out. So I'm not telling you that, you mustn't do vision boards. I used to do them a lot. I don't do them anymore. I use different techniques. I was actually thinking that I was going to take down all of the old vision boards, because I haven't taken them down. My whole thing is I'm not taking down the board until I get all the things on it. 4 years later. So I went no, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go back and look at the board. So build your boards. If that's your thing, build your vision board. Get your pictures, get your words printed out, whatever the way you do it. Some people have it digital. I taught a digital visualization, digital vision board class one time. So you can do that too. You do that too, right? And so I went on, and I was thinking to myself, beyond the energy part. So that's one trap that you can fall into, the energy trap, right? Beyond the energy trap, what is another potential issue that persons could fall into when they build a vision board that has it not working? The second trap that you can fall into is that you get attached to getting what you put on the board exactly how it's on the board, right? Getting what you want through your vision board doesn't have to look exactly like what you put on there. Sometimes we get so locked into the vision on the vision board being like the ultimate, and you don't know what the ultimate is. And sometimes you may not even be ready for the ultimate. Sometimes you may not even be ready for the ultimate. And therefore, what ends up happening is that you get stuck because you might be actually getting something from the board, but because you are so attached to the way that you think it should look, when it's arriving, you're not realizing it, or you discard it. It could be breadcrumbs to the bigger thing, but maybe because your energetic level is not at the point yet where you can manage the big, vast vision. Let's say, for instance, you want to have a yacht. And so you put your yacht on your vision board. But then now, you're waiting for the yacht to come. You're waiting for the yacht to come. And then somebody comes by and says, I have this lovely boat that I no longer need. And I was looking for somebody that would be interested. Would you want to go out on the boat with me at some time? I was thinking that, maybe you'd be interested in the boat. Maybe the person want to take you up on the boat so that them can see if you like the ocean, and then they can give you the boat. But because it's not a yacht, you decide, say, no, that is beneath me. I'm waiting for my yacht. But the attitude and the energy that you're waiting for it with is not one that suggests that you should be getting the yacht. It's not one that suggests that, I actually have something in hand now, and this is a stepping stone to the yacht. That happens a lot of times with homes. People have a big vision on their vision board of the magnificent 5-bedroom. Maybe not even 5-bedroom, because 5 bedrooms aren't so hard to come by these days. The magnificent mansion, the 10-bedroom, whatever it is, the big house that you want, right? You have that on the vision board. And right now, when the apartment has come along, and you get in the apartment at an amazing, magnificent deal, like it's a $5,000 a month apartment, but somehow magically it coming to you for $1,500, and it's actually nicer than where you're living right now. But because it's not the 10-bedroom house, you're like, no, that's beneath me. No, it's not that I did want. You don't know what your leveling up process is like. You don't know what stepping into your highest self looks like. You don't know what the journey towards that 10-bedroom house looks like. And if you can actually experience joy while you are on the way to that 10-bedroom by having a nicer space at an affordable price that you can't get any other way, then you need to check that out. Do not blind yourself from the opportunities that are coming along the way. If you're in the space of love and on your vision board, you have something related to love. And I'm going to show you, man, guys, just stick around. Don't worry. I'm going to show you the one of the boards. You have this in the space of love. And, you're waiting for this fabulous, amazing person to come by. This wonderful, hot girl or this wonderful, hot guy. You're waiting for them to come by. And everybody that asks you out on a date before that, you tell them no, or you can't bother, or no, this is not what the guy look like on my board, or no, this is not the hot girl body that I saw. She don't look like the Insta model. And so this could actually be the amazing, wonderful love of your life that's wrapped up in this other person. But because on your vision board, you have now blinded yourself to the possibility and gotten locked into exactly the way it looked right here. So that you leave things behind that are helping you to get closer to the dreams that you want to manifest. So the second lesson, as I sip my tea, the second lesson is do not get so attached to the exact thing that is on your board, that you let the blessings that are coming to you because you have this board, you let those blessings fly by. Don't get blinded by your ego. And don't get blinded by what people who teach vision board classes tell you. Oh, I got the exact thing in the exact color. Come on now. Just because it happened that way for them, don't mean it will happen that way for you. And sometimes I'm not telling you the truth. Let's just be honest. Sometimes it's just a class. Sometimes it's just a class. And they're still waiting for their vision to manifest. Right? So you have to be attuned to yourself. You have to be attuned to what you actually want to create for your life. And you have to make sure that you're not putting up blind spots. It's like that parable that they have where they said that this man was praying for God to save him. There was this big flood and he was praying for God to save him. And when the flood waters were rising, they sent along somebody to warn him and say, hey, the flood waters are rising, get out the house, evacuate now. And he said, no, I'm waiting for God to save me. And then when the flood water now come, and him literally have to be climbing up onto the rooftop, and then a boat come along and him say, hey, you want to jump into my boat? And he said, no, I'm waiting for the Lord to save me. And then him up on the top of the house now, and the last search and rescue helicopter is coming. And the search and rescue helicopter said, come, jump up, go jump, let's get on the helicopter. And he said, no, I'm waiting for the Lord to save me. And then him drowned. And when him reached the heaven now, and him said, you know, Lord, why you never save him? He said, I sent 3 things. I send the person for one you before the water reached on the house. I send the boat for come for you when you were on the rooftop climbing up. And I send the helicopter. You tell all of them, say, wait, what exactly were you looking for? Me to come down manna from heaven. And a lot of times that's what exactly people are waiting for, especially when we're very religious. We're waiting to see some magical sign that looks like manna from heaven to say that this is your vision arriving on your front door. And it does not always look like that. As a matter of fact, I don't know when it ever does. If you are someone who has had that experience, please call me, please to DM me and send me a note. I would love to feature you on my show. Now, third and final thing. The tea tastes good this morning. The tea is teaing. Third and final thing. When you build a vision board, it may not be working because you're talking too much about what's on the board with other people. You will not be silent about your visions and your dreams. You will not move in silence. I had a young man tell me that a few months ago, you know, Stacey, you know, as you're building and doing your manifestations and stuff, you need to move in silence a little bit more on your social media. He told me that. He follows me and he told me, he was like, you know, I watch your content and I see your stuff. You need to move in silence and do this. He was giving me a strategy, a move in silence strategy, and I appreciated it. Okay. So I'm going to give you a tour of my old vision board that I had. And I'm going to tell you the things that actually happened, the things that came true and the things that did not come true. And then there is actually something on this board that I did not realize I had put on a vision board, but I did. And it's very exciting because it's actually about to happen. I'll tell you guys about it after because I'm moving in silence. Anyway, so this is one of my old boards, right? This is one of my old boards. This was actually before, I think. It was right before I started to seriously see Honey Boo, my love partner that I have now. Yeah. And it was about the things that I considered, you know, high priorities for myself at that time. I was focused very much on being in a settled love relationship. So I wanted to not only be in a love relationship, but I wanted to be proposed to. Yeah, I wanted to be proposed to. I wanted to get married again. And so that's where this dress came from. I was like, oh, I want to be wearing a Berta dress. So there's this design house called Berta, and they make wedding gowns and they make party dresses, right? But it's really high-end, beautiful. And so I make up my mind that, if I'm going to get proposed to, I want to be proposed to in this Bertha gown because it was just so fabulous. And I thought that this silhouette would work with my body. It was great. I've always liked Harry Winston jewelry. And so I put a Harry Winston watch on here, not necessarily to symbolize getting that specific watch, but to just have for the jewelry that I like in my life. Over here, this was all related to my beach house, my condo by the beach. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but I actually have a heart around where it says Bessa. I have one of the floor plans from the property on here, right? So I had all different kinds of furniture that I would want in my beachfront condo on here, right? So that's what all of this is. I was imagining different types of furniture I could have in my beachfront condo. And then over here now is I was working on moving back to Atlanta and getting a house in Atlanta. And so I was like, oh, this is the kind of vibe I want to feel. I want to have a nice big outdoor. And so I kind of specced out all the things that I wanted in my new Atlanta home. And then this statement was my intention. I have one life and I'm going to consistently aim higher. One life, aim higher. And then it was also one aim. I want to live a luxurious and beautiful life. So that's what I built. And then I was really excited about that. So when you looked at my vision board on the wall, it stopped right here. It stopped right here. I did not realize that I had covered up some stuff down here, which was all about traveling to different places. I didn't remember that, because I had another vision board tacked over it. So this board, all I could see whenever I would look at it would be this stuff up here. Now, you want to guess what actually I got and what I didn't get? If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know what actually worked out. But I'm going to tell you what never worked out first. And I'm going to tell you why. Last week on Tea Time, I talked about the stuff that I was doing in Atlanta not working out. So I spent just about 2.5 years moving myself back to Atlanta. And after spending all that time and all that money and all of that, it did not work out. So this completely failed. This whole Atlanta thing completely failed. And that was because I did not move in silence. I was just talking about it because I felt like since I'm going to be literally picking up, because I've moved a lot, like I've lived in a lot of different countries, a lot of different cities. And when you have kids, especially, you end up talking to people about where you're going to be and whatever. And so I was talking to a lot of people about relocating again, because I was setting myself up. So I was thinking, okay, I need to do that. But then I didn't realize that when you are talking about your dream that you are manifesting, when it is not yet manifested, right? You're working on it still. It has not yet come to fruition the way you want it to come to fruition. Some of the people that you talk to, them bad mind. What do I mean by that? I don't mean that they don't want the success for you. I mean that the way that they currently see themselves, their mind is not the same at the same level of manifestation that your energy is. And so you are now thinking that you're sharing and it's okay to share. But because of the state of their mind, because of the state of their mindset, they are blocking the energy that you are putting out there because their thoughts are now thinking through, oh gosh, I don't know if that is going to work, suppose this happen and suppose that happen. And they may not say it to you, They may not say it to you, but you will be shocked at how many people you share your dreams with who have thoughts that are affecting your dream. It's because they can't see you in your future state. And what is true is that it's not meant for them to see you. It's meant for you to see you. And therefore, since it's meant for you to see yourself in your future state, you don't need to tell nobody. Keep your mouth shut. Now, I know that may be counter to some people's teachings, and I have taught about sharing. I've talked about sharing. But when I was looking at my Atlanta vision, the people that you share with have to be able to see the vision the way you see it. And that is very, very few people. And sometimes you don't know. So you're actually better off just utilizing the energy that you'll be using to talk about it. Utilize that energy to foster the thoughts that you need to stay focused on your dream. All right? Now, let me tell you the thing that did happen. You see this beachfront condo dream that I specced out here and I put Bessa. You can literally go now. Well, not now. You're watching tea time, after tea time. You can literally go to Instagram and look up Bessa Living. Bessa Living, right? Bessa Living is a luxury resort condo in St. Mary, that I literally now I have signed my sale agreement, etc., etc. It is now available. So I have manifested this. Now it took, it had to build and all of that. So it took a while, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to actually get a beachfront condo. A beachfront condo not cheap. It's not cheap, no. And this one was extra special because it have a particular kind of vibe to it, a particular kind of energy. And I now have a beachfront condo. So this dream manifested. You know who I talked to about this? I rarely talked about Bessa. Rarely. In the initial stages, I talked to people about, oh yeah, I'm investing in this thing. And then I just stopped. I stopped talking about it. The only persons I talked about it with were the builders and the developers and the people that are working on the project. I didn't talk to other people about it. So when I say to you, move in silence with your dreams, that's what I mean. No, there is something happening down here. So this part was all about adventure. So this down here at the bottom was all about places I want to go to. I didn't even remember that I had done this section, guys, and it's so cool. I didn't remember that I had done this section. I am going to one of these places. I'm going to one of these places at the end of this month. At the end of this month, I will be in one of these places. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm moving in silence. But in February, when I do my tea time, you'll know where it's from. Okay? So those are the 3 traps that you want to make sure that you don't fall into when you are using a vision board. The first trap, you want to make sure that the energy that you have, that you're putting behind looking at your vision board, is one that is positive, one that is at the level of as though you have already achieved the thing. If you're looking at your vision board and you're feeling scarcity and lack, you're not going to manifest what's on the vision board. The second thing that you want to be careful about, you want to be careful that you're not getting attached to the vision manifesting exactly as you see it here. Do not listen to those other people that say that it must look like what you have on the board. That is a lie. Do not get attached because you don't know what is planned for you. It could be better than what you have on the board. And then third, you also want to make sure that you are moving in silence. Do not walk around telling everybody what you have on your board, what your dream is, because you do not know whose state of mind is vibrating at the same high energetic level that you are dreaming up your future self at. And therefore, you cannot guarantee that their mind is going to help you to manifest the things that you want. So when I say bad mind, that's what I mean. Not that I'm bad minding you, right? So those are the 3 traps to look out for, guys. Make sure that you're paying attention to that. And if you actually want your vision board to work, I recommend instead of doing a vision board that you create an intention board. You know that this is what tea time is all about. We are about taking time for you with the power of intention. And an intention board is different because the intention board actually helps you to make sure that you have the right energy. It helps you to make sure that you are not attached to the outcome. And it helps you to make sure that you are staying focused on your dream, not walking around and chatting to everybody. And therefore, what will end up happening is you are more likely to manifest whatever you put on your board, as opposed to just doing a regular vision board like everybody else. How do you do that? How do you get your mind working in that way? You need to download your Year of Intention Workbook. It is free for the month of January. You can get it on my YouTube channel. You can get it on my Instagram channel. Make sure that you are subscribing and that you're following. Once you click on the link, I'll actually drop it in my bio on TikTok as well. Once you are done, once you click on that link, you can just enter your email address, download the Year of Intention Workbook, and you can go through those exercises. And I'm telling you, it will help to amplify whatever you're doing with a board. So build an intention board and manifest the dream life that you want for yourself. All right. So guys, it was so wonderful having you for tea time today. Remember to subscribe or to follow and to share so that somebody else in your life can take some time for tea and live their life with the power of intention. Thanks so much for joining, guys, and I'll see you next week on Tea Time. Take care. Bye.